Welcome to Critony Entertainment. I'm Chris.
And I'm Brie.
And my Facebook just buzzed, and that was really annoying. Anyway, we're doing a new type of video series today. This is the first of what we kind of called our companion series videos. You'll notice on the screen right now that I am sitting at my painting desk just working on models. It's not the normal setup we do. It's not fancy looking. This is not a tutorial. This is a video you can play in the background while you're doing painting if you do all your painting alone and you just want somebody around. I personally like to watch YouTube videos and play Netflix in the background, but if you want that experience of somebody painting near you, that's what the goal of this video is. It's something you can just kind of listen to while you paint. You're not going to miss anything hugely visual on the screen. But that said, this is also where we're opening up kind of our new concept for the channel. And I've always liked this idea way back to the days of me listening to the Independent Characters 40K podcast with Carl Tuttle and all those guys. They implemented a third chair system at some point where instead of just being the two main hosts, they invited somebody on from their gaming group to join them every recording session as kind of the third host. And I've always loved that idea, but what I didn't like is that in a lot of gaming circles, it creates a very insular group. You end up having the same rotating cast of 2 or 3 people, and we may end up having that as well, but that's not the goal. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to open this up to have a third chair who was not associated with our gaming group in the slightest, to kind of give us some unique perspectives about their gaming experiences and all of that stuff. So joining us today, we have...
my name's Andy. My gamer tag for just about everything is usually maxeverflame. So either Max would probably be what you can call me. So that's what everybody else calls me, so just Max.
Well, Max, welcome to the show. Is that what you call it?
Critony Entertainment.
Yeah, welcome to the Critony Entertainment extended family, whatever we want to call it. And we appreciate you doing this experiment with us. I have no idea if this is going to catch on, and I have no idea if anybody's going to like these sort of videos. But if you do, like and subscribe, hit the bell button for notifications. Tell your friends about us. Say, hey, those psychos on YouTube. And reach out to us on one of our various social media platforms. I'll put them all in the description. And we'd love to have you join us as well. The only real thing is I think we're going to avoid... I don't edit. I don't really edit, but I think I'm going to avoid excessive swearing and things like that. But this is not about me. This show is not about Brie. This show, as kind of an ambushing sort of thing, is actually going to be about Max today because we want to learn about the people who are watching the channel. So, Max, what got you into gaming? What kind of gaming do you do, man? Tell us your gaming story.
First off, I really started out just with basic stuff. Sort of like basic board games, of course. I think every kid growing up has played like Monopoly and things like that. But as far as like when I got older, I really liked Dungeons and Dragons. That was like my big thing.
What'd you play?
I always, I never played with anyone at first. I just had tons of ideas, tons of concepts for characters and all kinds of cool like backstories for them and stuff like that. Until I actually became an adult and started working at a warehouse, I actually found some like-minded people, and we did get a gaming group together, which our DM was this really cool guy, really old guy. He would actually play Santa Claus during Christmas time, and then here he is, throwing fireballs and cobolts and stuff like that. It was really awesome.
Just like the real Santa Claus. You didn't see the documentary?
Well, no, yeah, he was a great guy, and it was about 5 of us all together that really we would just make an effort to try to get together to continue the campaign, and everybody was so invested in their character, and it was just for the first part, it was like we didn't have any miniatures, we didn't have nothing like that, nothing too crazy. It was just bare minimums. Like we were just doing like.
Theater of the mind, man. That's the beginning step for everybody.
Well, I still maintain that the people are really going to want to know everything every D&D player loves to talk about. What was your character, man?
Yes. What'd you play?
So I played a half-orc. His name was Kane Runder. He's a thief cleric. So the reason I was a thief cleric is because we had no clerics, no healers of any kind.
Yeah.
And they were like, we need a healer. And I'm like, so who would be the healer? And I'm like, I'll be the healer. It kind of goes with my story a little bit with my character. And it would actually be kind of funny because instead of just healing people that are injured, he was just like, hey, man, are you okay? Put a hand on them. And like, oh, you now feel better. You get like this much HP back.
He's got a magic rock that heals slightly more than it hurts.
Yeah.
I blatantly stole that from Hello from the Magic Tavern.
Yeah. But that's cool. I mean, you don't often see the half-orc being the cleric in the group.
You never see the half-orc being the cleric. That's awesome.
It was so... I just did him for fun. I was like, this is going to be so comedic. He's going to basically be this big, overly, like, huge, intimidating dude, but he's like this huge softy, just like me. And I was like, he's going to be a thief, but he's going to be like the worst thief ever. So if I'm like trying to sneak by, I'm like, I'll use stealth. And I'm like, I roll for nothing. And it's like, okay, you think you're sneaking by, but you just got a bush covering your face.
I have done that. They can't see me. I have done that. As a DM, I've described that as for some of my players in the past. Bree and I also played D&D. My favorite character of all time that I ever played. I haven't played a lot of characters. I've mostly been a DM. Was a dwarf barbarian named Baal the Irritable. It's my favorite character of all time.
Yeah.
But I don't know who Bree's favorite character is.
That would actually be Kalika, who was the fighter mage who started off lawful good, and by 4 games in, because she kept rolling horribly, was known as Kalika, Killer of Innocence.
Now I'm gonna throw this out there into the ether right now. We are looking for a new D&D group. So I have actually some great miniatures lined up. I built this 2x2 inn and whatnot, but that's not working out so well because our D&D group, several of them decided to move away during the pandemic without telling anybody. So I'm going to throw this in the ether. If we ever look at doing another digital D&D group, I'm going to reach out to you, man.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
So join the Critony Entertainment D&D group.
The painting for the first time, though, to be honest.
Oh, good.
The real reason is because it was like the visuals.
The visuals are
really big.
Yeah, well, that first time you walk into a gaming store and you see a model that you're like, but that's him. That's Kane. That would be my guy.
Yeah.
And you're like, I need to paint him.
I'm going to jump slightly off track here for a second. If I'm not mistaken, I hope I'm talking to the right person. I've emailed several different people at this point. We actually just barely missed Max a couple weeks ago. I'm not going to say where, because I don't want to throw that information out there to the ether, but somewhere we were not long ago would have put us in range to potentially have a game of Heroes of the Grid with Max.
Oh.
But, it's a
I
whole
actually
thing.
reached out to you, and I was like, hey, man, I see you're in town. I'm nearby.
I didn't check my email at all that period.
That was a bit of a whirlwind.
I didn't see it until we got home.
That was a bit of a whirlwind, but you know what? That may become a possible yearly trip for us.
So we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens with that then.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. I would love that.
So what kind of miniatures did you paint?
Well, the miniatures I painted, so the ones that I started off was, of course, my character, which was Kane, and it was really rough. I'm not gonna lie. I was just barely I wanted to look this way, and I made some mistakes, and I was like, it's okay, it'll be fine as long as it just looks menacing. I had to actually special order the miniature because there was not too many orc thief miniatures out there. They're usually warriors or fighters or whatever,
right?
Or of course barbarians and things like that. And I'm like, no, I don't really. I want them to look just kind of. And I found a really good miniature. I don't even think I still have it, but I think my son probably just played with it to death until the point it was just gone. But it's just this little. It was a little metal miniature, and it had like a big chunky fork. You just see his tusks coming up, and he's just got a cloak on his back, and it's just covering up his face. He's just shrouded in darkness. He's got 2 daggers holding in each hand. That little backwards hilt hold. It looked really, really cool, and I was like, let me get this going and put these colors in there. The colors didn't really make sense, but I was like, it makes sense for his character because he's not really good at blending in. So he's got like a blue like little armor, like just a regular blue little light armor that just doesn't blend into any surroundings in a forest, of course. And of course, little gold little arts and buckles here and there, and of course a big black cloak. The big black cloak is probably the only thing that really helps him, but it doesn't cover any of his body, really. It just kind of covers his face and like a part of his shoulders. And then after that, I had to paint his deity, which in the story, I was like, what's a good thief deity? And I really was into a lot of like I guess like Native American mythology, and so I chose the raven. The mythos of the raven stealing the sun to give light to the world and things like that. It was really cool. I was like, yeah, let's do that. And as the story progressed, it just got crazier and crazier and crazier. And I even ended up painting up some figures for them. We had a dwarf paladin who was just this downright just as good as he can be, just Boy Scout of a dwarf. He's like, yes, my deity is the best, and we can't be evil in any way. And I'm like,
those guys.
You're just stabbing people behind his back. Oh no, I won't kill them, and it's just done.
Remember, we had a paladin in our group one time. Remember how we tried to have the paladin have a gambling addiction?
Yes. So, we actually, no, I don't think we tried to make the paladin have a gambling addiction. We absolutely gave the paladin a gambling addiction.
Yeah, he had the D&D version of the Mafia that he owed money to. It was great. But that's now. Do you still play D&D at all?
I haven't started playing. I had to stop playing because, as time progressed, our DM he did get a little worn out. He actually got really sick, and he just told us one day, he was like, "You guys, I love playing with you guys. We've been playing, and we've been playing for like about 2 years. This campaign had been running strong, and we had already gotten to the next."
Oh, hold on.
I think we even.
Hold on, let me back you up there. You kind of spat out on us there. You said that you got up to the next level and then we lost you, but you're back now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now. I'm not going to edit this out either because I don't edit.
Sorry about that. I think my mom was calling me. I'm like, why is she calling me?
Oh man, you can't not answer for your mom.
That's not.
She'll be fine.
Oh, okay.
It's great. It'll be fine.
That's good conversation.
Yeah, so he was.
This episode's sponsored by moms.
He was having some medical issues, and we were just like, okay, man, we got it. And another one of my buddies who was kind of like a second in command, sort of. He was the guy who would also make sure that we all got together, keep communications with us. And he was like, you know what, I'll do the DM. I've never been a DM. I'll be the DM, and I'll get everything ready. And eventually people just kind of flaked and didn't want to show up for a couple gaming sessions, and then eventually we just kind of all went our own ways. And then I moved, and they moved, and they all got different jobs. We weren't even working in the same places anymore. Right. And it's just like, okay, well, we just can't do it anymore.
I got to tell you, you're making me feel good about myself, because this is I've experienced this same phenomena
multiple times.
So many times. I've tried so hard and so consistently over the last 15-ish years to keep gaming groups together through store closings, through personal emergencies, through a pandemic, and man,
everybody getting married, everybody growing up.
I hit a brick wall so many times where my players just go dark on me, and it's just I get the feeling, man. It's so it drags you down. It really does. It drags you down for all the effort you try to put in. You feel like you're getting nothing back, but you also feel like you can't say anything because you feel like you're being a selfish jerk if you said something about it, because it is just a game. And I can say all this because my players don't listen to my YouTube channel. Yeah, they're monsters. This episode's sponsored by players.
Yeah. Yeah, but no,
Moms and Players. This episode's sponsored by nobody. Nobody wants to sponsor this nonsense. I was going to say, if you do have another D&D game coming up, if you've never seen it, here's another not sponsor of our episode, Hero Forge. I don't know if you've heard of this group yet.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
Pretty cool.
That's a good way to waste time. Like you're sitting in the car waiting for the kids or something like that, and you're like, I'm just going to build a mini. I'm just going to see what it would look like.
Yeah, you can go to Hero Forge's website. For anybody who hasn't used this, you can go to their website, and there's thousands. That's probably an exaggeration. There's a lot of options. There's a ton of options for miniature sizes and species and weapons and accoutrement and all that sort of stuff. And it's a fantastic way to build your own custom mini for not that expensive.
No, we built one for Jules.
For not that expensive. We made one of our 7-year-old, and actually I made one of you, which is sitting on the painting table.
Oh, she finally showed back up?
Yeah, she resurfaced the other day. So
yeah. So maybe that would be a good one for the first Breeze paints.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. We do want to do a Bree paint series at some point. How would you feel about that?
That would be pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, that would be pretty
cool. We've got a lot more coming up. We backed Hero Quest through Hasbro.
Have you ever heard of Hero Quest? Have you ever played Hero Quest?
not heard of Hero Quest.
Okay, well, Hero Quest is like the game that got me into gaming a long, long time ago. My grandfather actually had a copy of it, and he gave it to me, and that kind of started my love of gaming. And I've long since gotten rid of that copy, and when they announced the remake of it,
you say that
the remaster.
But I swear to you, up in the bin,
there's some of the miniatures are sprinkled out through here somewhere. Yes,
they're absolutely in the undead bin.
I actually want to start a series that we'll probably do on like Thursdays of me painting the Hero Quest minis on top of the Ranger paintings that we do. So, speaking of the Ranger paintings, most of the people watching this initial video are playing Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid by Renegade Games, which is ultimately owned by Hasbro. So let's pivot the conversation a little bit to that and your gaming group. How long you been playing Heroes of the Grid? Who's your favorite Ranger? And do you have a solid gaming group for this? And how do you guys approach the game?
Okay, so as far as my gaming group, so I kind of had to just kidnap my friends into playing the game, really. I just...
this episode's sponsored by felonies.
So yeah, what I basically did was I was like, hey guys, you guys want to... I just moved, and I moved by, I actually lived closer to them, and they're like, hey, yeah, I just moved, and you guys want to just come over for like a housewarming party?
Yes.
We did that. It wasn't a housewarming, but we did invite a bunch of random people over to play, and one of our friends showed up in a Green Ranger shirt with an actual dragon dagger, and I almost kicked him out.
But that's cool. It's nice. I mean, sometimes that's the best way to do it. Be like, shh, just play the game. It'll be fine. Shh.
So how'd that session go?
So basically, I introduced it to him because by the time I had shown him what the game was, I'd already finished painting most of the core set. I painted up all of the regular putties, of course, the original Mighty Morphin team, and then just a few of the super putties just to kind of get it going. I had not painted any of the big bads and then the monsters and all that. And I was like, hey guys, you guys remember Power Rangers? We're all 90s.
Let me interrupt you for just half a second. For those of you who haven't seen these, we actually did on our Morphin Monday series, episode 33, I think. We did a timeout where we showcased Max's minis on the channel, and you can see those painted minis by watching that episode.
There you go. Linking it all up.
Yeah, I'm just bringing it all full circle. Anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I wanted to plug your minis there for a second.
Oh, thank you. I think when I first saw the video, because I'm pretty, like I said, I've been starting out, just kind of barely getting into it. With, like I said, I just painted those core ones, and seeing that video, I think when I first saw it, I freaked out. I was like, honey, and my wife was like, what's going on? Someone was like breaking into the house. I was like, no, my figures are on the video. I was like, oh my god.
Well, you and I talked about it. I told you it was coming. It shouldn't have been a surprise.
Yeah, but it's cool when you get to actually see them.
It was a little surreal. I was like, I didn't know he was going to do it now. I was like, oh, wow, okay, cool.
Yeah, and if anybody listening wants to have their minis showcased, reach out to us on our social media platforms. I'd love to showcase your minis on here as well. I know we don't have a significant subscriber base right now, but I absolutely want to spread that community love. I mean, we're not geographically in the same place, but we're all one community playing one game. So let's spread the love.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so that first game was really well. I think the big thing that really got everybody into it was just the nostalgia was the big thing, but also that it was team building. We were all kind of helping each other out, like, oh, I got this, or you're coming with me. We're going to go and wipe them out together. We're going to get them a taste of their own medicine. It was kind of cool to kind of get the character. They had never done anything like that before. I mean, they've always wanted to. And they just never had any reason to. They had no one to do it with, and that's why I was mentioning before that I'm kind of like that guy that not so much the DM or anything like that, but the one that assembles everyone together to do those things, and that's what I'm doing now. I'm still doing it now, and I would say as we've been playing, we've tried other games, and I've also been playing some other really great games, like Villainous is a really good one that me and my wife like to play. And then also things like we also play what's it called? Munchkins.
Oh, Munchkin is a good stuff, man.
Yeah, I feel like Munchkins got left behind a little bit by more modern games. It's a great game. But I feel like some more modern games have actually kind of surpassed it in terms of
but when
mechanics.
and I will give you, mechanic-wise it is, but I will tell you, it is one of those games that we even introduced it to the 7-year-old because he's starting to really get into gaming. We actually kind of brought him into gaming with Heroes.
This kid plays Star Wars Legion.
Yeah. He loves games, and if it has models, it's even better. But we kind of got him into playing Munchkin, and he's even asked me about it since the first time we played with him. He's like, "Mommy, can we play that game where I get to beat up the monsters again?"
Oh, he asked you about it?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, we're gonna do an episode of this, by the way. That's just me and you at some point. Talk about our gamer stories.
Oh.
Yeah, but here is the grid, though, man. That's a great strategy game, too. Actually, I like how you said team building. I never thought of that phrase for it, as team building. It's definitely there, and it fits my criteria of what a good franchise game is. And I always kind of have this rule that if a game has a franchise, the first thing I need to do is rip the franchise away. If I took away the art, and I took away the names, and I took away the figures, do you still have a solid game here? And I think in Heroes of the Grid, you absolutely do. It's a fantastic game. And Renegade Games, if you're listening, feel free to sponsor these videos.
Like Jonathan Ying, come on, man.
Yeah.
Just one video.
I invite Jonathan Ying to come on the show. It'll never happen, but I 100% invite it.
Oh yeah.
It won't happen because I'll pick on him for Gift of the Dragon Green Ranger, the most waste of a time ranger in the game. I hate Gift of the Dragon. I really do.
But
that kind of, I guess
I was going to say, so Max, what's your favorite ranger though? Who's your favorite ranger to play?
Mine is Omega Red. He's not out yet, but that's my favorite.
Yeah.
So, I think I've mentioned this in the comments before and on some of your older videos. And for me, my favorite ranger to play has got to be my boy King Ranger. Gold Ranger.
Yes.
Jason is just the most awesome ranger ever.
That's my second favorite ranger. My first favorite's Omega Red, even though it's not out yet. I just know it's going to be my favorite.
That's probably true. Gold. I will give you. Gold Ranger is one of those. He's universally useful.
Oh, I love Gold Ranger.
Being able to bounce, keep doing your star powers with, or what is it? The Omega powers.
The gold power. It's the Gold Ranger. You missed out on gold power. Really?
I went to every other possible thing, but yes, the fact that you can sit there and just be like, "Oh, we do this, and then we do this, but then we also do this."
Yes, I play 8 cards per turn.
He's in the gaming group that we play, they already know. That's his. He's got it. Max got him.
I respect my 3 favorite Rangers actually currently in the game, not Omega Red because he's not out. Are Jason Gold Ranger because I love that add a card on mechanic.
Yes.
Mighty Morphin Red, the original with Leadership, because Leadership is just so good. Believe it or not, we have not played a game yet with the new Megazord, the new Thunder Megazord, which kind of negates Leadership. But man, I love Leadership as an ability. And actually, the last one for me is Ninjor. I love Ninjor so much. And that's mostly because
it would probably be Gold Ranger because he's just so awesome. Second one would be Red Ranger with Dragon Shield and Dragon Dagger, just because I like having some cards to just take some hits. I know how you feel about Mr. Oliver.
No, I don't have a problem with the proper Ranger wielding the Dragon Dagger and the Dragon Shield. My problem is that I roll like a 2x4. I have terrible dice rolls. I need Leadership, or it just doesn't work for me.
Chris rolls like a Muppet in every game we've ever played.
If my 7-year-old is playing, he'll roll for me, and I can play Dragon Shield. But if he's not rolling the dice, I gotta have the rerolls, man. Otherwise, I fall apart. And Ninjor is there just because he's Dudley Do-Right voice robot. So I mean,
that's hilarious.
Who's your third?
And I guess my third would have to be Zeo Pink, because she's just pretty good. I mean,
yes.
All the Pink Rangers, I would have to say.
I haven't connected with that one yet. I like Mighty Morphin Pink. You love Time Force Pink. I like Hyperforce Pink. I haven't played Zeo Pink that much, though.
Yeah, because Julian always makes me play the Pink Rangers.
That's true.
Her mechanic is so good.
Yeah, I haven't had much chance to tinker with it, so I'm pretty neutral on her.
I gotta admit, and this is just me, I do love Time Force, but I gotta admit, if I am able to pick, and Julian is not demanding of me.
Mighty Morphin Yellow?
Mighty Morphin Yellow, man. Trini throwing around all of her, you've played that card? You know what? You got a second one? Play it again.
I'll tell you what, though, I ran into a combo several months ago that it hurt me to find it fun to play. Because we'll often play, we'll either do 3 Rangers one ranger each, or we'll have 3 players with 2 rangers each, that full 6-player style with 3 players. And I wound up with Rallying Light White and Dino Thunder Black. And I was like, oh, we drew them randomly. I was like, oh my God, I don't have one, I have 2 Tommies. This is terrible. And I'm pained to admit that the combo worked really well together.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, it does.
Dino Thunder can wreck.
I find Dino Thunder's not great in a 3-player game if you have 1 ranger each. But if you have a 5 or 6-player game, or if you're playing dual ranger mode, he can get a lot of work done.
You know who doesn't get any work done?
Yeah.
You know how I know. You know who my. This is an important.
Magna Defender.
Max, who is your least favorite? Because mine, absolutely, bar none, hands down, is Magna Defender.
Defender.
Hate him.
Turbo Red. I don't like him.
Not my least favorite because of what he can do. He's just my least favorite because of how quickly after you do what you do, you have nothing left to do.
Space Black?
And that has to be Space Black.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I really enjoyed him when I played him. I thought he was a lot of fun.
But we played Space Black.
It's a lot of fun because whenever we do gaming sessions, we'll do I like to do theme-based stuff. So we'll do all Black Rangers, all Red Rangers. We did all Pink Rangers, all Yellow Rangers one time, which was actually not that good, but it was okay.
What do you mean not that good? You got Jack and Trini and then some other people.
I think Trini and the Hyperforce Yellow Ranger.
Yeah, Jack.
Yeah, Jack is...
Or Bulk himself, if you will, Paul Schreier.
That's Paul Schreier's character.
Oh, yeah, it's just so good. He's so good.
He can wreck some stuff.
Yeah, Space Black is just my least favorite, because I played him personally in a game, and it wasn't really like I wanted to. It was just it was kind of the look of the draw, and I got the short end of the stick, but everybody else got, of course, Mighty Morphin Black. You got the Dino Thunder Black Ranger, and then we also had of course, the Gold Ranger, which technically speaking would be considered a Black Ranger.
He's not a Black Ranger.
Get
out of here.
Come on.
Phantom Ranger, yes. Magna Defender, yes. Gold Ranger, come on, man.
I don't know. You know what?
In the original Super Sentai, Gold Ranger is known as King Ranger, a Black Ranger.
Yes, I am aware of that, but still. He's the worst kind of Ranger, though. Wasn't he a kid?
Was Black?
I thought
That's actually the White Ranger.
The White Ranger.
I thought King Ranger was one as well.
No, King Ranger actually was an adult.
Yeah. Okay, now I like King Ranger better. I don't like White Ranger.
Was just Tommy, and Super Sentai is this bratty little perverted little kid that's over there trying to sneak a peek at these older girls. I'm like, that is horrible.
Yeah, Tommy.
And this is supposed to be the purest of the Rangers. It's just bad. It's so bad.
I mean, it's and then they translated it to the worst Ranger in history. They gave it to Tommy. So
you are so a hater.
I hate that
You're
guy so much.
such a hater.
I have to be with you on that one. I would say White Ranger Tommy is probably the worst.
Yeah,
White Ranger Tommy is my least favorite of all Tommy's forms. I gotta say my second least favorite would have to be Dino Thunder Black, just because he's just kind of there, and they kind of give him some special abilities just because. And as far as the game goes, though, he's good, but
the show, it was just
in my opinion.
I'll admit it. I do have a favorite version of Tommy from the show. I do.
When he's a kid?
No, when he loses his coin.
Well, technically, when he's a kid, he doesn't get any other powers either.
No, but even the kid who played him was a little punk.
I mean, I don't know. He wasn't bad when he was a cowboy.
I feel bad about saying that. The White Stranger, that was terrible. That was terrible. Are you kidding me?
I love the cowboy episode.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the tassels on their boots and everything. That was pretty funny. But come on, man.
Okay, so let's see. We've covered your 3 favorites, which is always important to know. You got to know who people like to play. Ooh, good one. Who's your favorite villain to fight? Because that's...
It's clearly Pumpkin Rapper. It's clearly Pumpkin Rapper. That's everybody's favorite monster.
I hate you so
Pumpkin Rapper's video is coming soon, by the way.
Yeah.
We're saving Pumpkin Rapper for a special day.
As far as my favorite villain to fight, it doesn't really. Now I know how you feel about them, but it has to be the Psycho Rangers together as a villain. I don't know why. It makes I like to see the people I'm playing with suffer a little bit.
No, I feel you.
I throw at them.
Well, yeah, you said you were a DM at one point.
I'll be like, hey guys, we're gonna have a chill game of Heroes of the Grid. Like, what did you bring this time? I'm like, no, it's nothing. It's just, Psycho Rangers. No, again?
See, we haven't tried the Psycho Rangers in, Mastermind mode. But when we played the Psycho Rangers in regular mode, I feel like we played something wrong with them because it felt anticlimactic the whole game.
Yeah, I'm still not sure we played those rules.
I'm not sure we did either. And the villain I love to fight is the one that makes us groan the most when we flip him.
Oh God,
Pudgy Pig. I don't even want to replace his cards with the new prince. I like the Ravenous Hunger, honestly.
That's because you were hurt deeply and abidingly sometime by somebody. I don't know who. I don't know why, but somebody hurt you.
But it's still Pumpkin Rapper's the best.
No.
We're 31 minutes in, so we're going to go ahead and give Max a preview as to some of the upcoming videos.
Ooh.
So that way we're going to see if people are actually paying attention to these videos or clicking all the way to the end, which I suspect they're doing. Especially because I don't know how to read YouTube analytics. So Ranger's coming up. We've got Pumpkin Rapper coming up. We're saving him for a special day. You can probably guess what day would be special to Pumpkin Rapper. So he's going to be coming up in our October Monster Fest.
Yep.
We're also going to be doing Bones in our October Halloween Fest. I won't spoil the other two figures being done in October, but they are Halloween themed.
I fought for them.
And then we have, obviously, with the new release that was announced, we have some Christmas theming coming up.
Yes, we do.
So we have Santa and Heximus will be in December, and we have two other Christmas-themed things popping up in December.
Mm-hmm.
We actually found a Thanksgiving-themed model, believe it or not. Next week's, well, I guess it's probably going to be, we're recording this on Thursday the 9th. It's probably not going to release until after this next video comes out. But the next video coming out is going to be a sin video. We're going to be committing a fashion sin by putting on white after Labor Day.
Yes, we are. I finally talked Chris into giving a little bit of love.
It's not love. I hate him. We did White Ranger.
To the White Ranger. Because it just... We have so many Tommy figures. They're just so many.
I've already done Dino Thunder Black. And now I have actually done... It's going to be a double feature. Yeah. Both White Rangers are being done in one video.
It's very cool. It's a cool concept that Chris did with those.
Sounds really cool.
I think I know. As I've been following your Twitter as well, and I like it. I know where we're going.
Bree's about to yell at me for. She was about to say, "See, you shouldn't be putting things." I'm not trying to keep these a secret.
I'm not saying anything.
You gotta be.
You can say it because I'm not going to release this video until after it comes out. So
he's so bad. I'm like, give some people like at least let me just give a small picture, just a hint of what. Chris is like, look what I did.
No, it's nega white. Like I said, this video is not going to air until after that video is up, so there's no such thing as a spoiler here. Because my goal is we'll have more for Monday. I want to release these companion videos on Wednesdays. I don't know if this one will be coming out on Wednesday the 15th or Wednesday the 22nd. That's going to depend on whether or not you and I want to do a companion video before this one comes out to kind of introduce the concept better. And then we're also starting, actually, today's the 9th, tomorrow is the 10th. So I can say this here, since you're the first person who volunteered to be on this. We're starting a brand new series on the channel tomorrow. It's already scheduled to release. We're planning on making it a weekly thing for Fridays, something for people to look at going into the weekend. And it's a shift away from board gaming into video games. After many, many discussions, we came to the realization that Bree has never played a Japanese RPG, a JRPG. And Square Enix just released the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters. So we are starting a series called Bree Plays, and she's going to be playing Final Fantasy 1 first over a number of different episodes, but we plan on releasing that every Friday. And it's basically her playing Final Fantasy 1, having never played it before in her life, and me silently choking myself in the background as she skips things that I have known about because I played the game 20,000 times. But
oh my god!
So that's coming out tomorrow. I think it's scheduled for 5 p.m. Eastern to release.
Yeah.
Because I've learned that if I release videos in the evening, I get a lot better reception than if I release them early in the morning.
So yeah, and it is as just as special as you would think it is, as I was absolutely not a console player until I met Chris.
Mm-hmm. And the goal is to actually go to a 5-day-a-week content schedule on this channel eventually. Morphin Mondays. I don't know if Tuesdays is going to keep being tips and tech with stuff that I think of periodically, or some other feature. Wednesdays we want to do companion series. Thursday I want to do the Hero Quest one as soon as Hero Quest comes out, and then Fridays we want to make replays.
Max, since we have you, and you obviously watch the channel.
Yeah, why?
No, not the why question. No. Do tips and tricks help you?
Yeah, because clearly gamed in 60 seconds nobody liked.
Yeah.
No, yes, tips and tricks definitely help me. I would say more often than not. Not every tip really relates to what I'm trying to do.
Right.
Like I would say I'm on a lower scale as far as like what I have as far as like my equipment.
Hey,
I think you kind of saw.
I painted Rito with sponges. What equipment are you talking about?
Well, that was actually really smart. What I just did, I just used a paintbrush and was just like splashing on little spots here and there.
I'm going to paint one of the Tommies with finger paints.
Kind of like a dry brush, but then I messed up, and I was like, you know what? It's whatever. I tried to do a black wash, and you can kind of see it. It's okay. It's okay. It'll be fine.
You know,
and it looks
actually
black. I'm like, but there's no color.
I remember actually both of us distinctly saying the Rito was really good for, like you'd mentioned, and you'd mentioned in your thing that, you don't have a ton of the paints and all of that, like a huge, huge collection, which nobody should have the collection Chris has. It's ridiculous, and I purge it on a regular basis.
You do not purge it.
I have gone through and purged it.
Every second.
Oh no, it's definitely enviable, but it's also obscene. Like I've been playing Warhammer of various sorts for 20 years, just about.
Mm-hmm.
And it's especially painful right now because I've decided, for various reasons, that I need a Warhammer break. So I'm taking this entire edition off of both their Age of Sigmar and their Warhammer 40k. And now I've got probably about 20 full armies of miniatures sitting in boxes that have no action happening right now. And that's kind of painful to me. So I've been discovering other games to kind of fill that gap.
Yeah. Actually, one of the ones... And if you ever decide you want to do a huge investment into a game because you're just feeling crazy, one of the ones that we may start doing a repaint series with is also the models from Gloomhaven, which is a wonderful little adventure game.
Yeah, it's definitely an adventure game.
It's kind of a hero
and
quiz.
It's not little.
It's not little.
Have you seen Gloomhaven on the shelves at your local gaming store?
No, it's
the box is 16 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not an exaggeration. This thing is huge.
It's a massive, massive game, but they give you like a ton of models and multiple boards.
I have two main problems with Gloomhaven, and if we ever do a Gloomhaven video, I'm going to say these again. But my two main problems with Gloomhaven are it takes about 3 hours to set up a game.
Yeah.
I mean, they tell you plan for like 2.5 hours per player in the game for the length of the game, which I don't necessarily have a problem with. I like marathon games. But it takes so long to even just get it out of the box because there's so many pieces. We even sorted them, and it still takes us forever to get a game set up. And my other problem is the game itself is on a timer. They set up these maps, and these maps are bigger than you can possibly play in a single scenario. And you have a timer, basically. Your actual character ability deck is a built-in timer mechanic that will end the game at a certain point. And it's just not possible to do everything on the map in a single run-through. So you're going through the same map multiple times and being like, this time we're going to turn left, this time we're going to turn right. And I don't know, I don't like that. It bothers me. Which is funny, because I don't mind grinding in a video game. But if I'm grinding in a board game, why am I playing? And I think I know what it is. When they say it's going to take 2.5 hours per player to play a scenario, why do I want to play that same scenario 4 times when there's 30, 40, 50, however many other scenarios to play?
Because you got other stuff you got to get.
Oh my god.
This is, by the way, the man who does grind. When I watched him play Final Fantasy games.
Sometimes I just like sometimes it's fun to just grind. Sometimes I literally turn the game on to do nothing but grind. It's mindless. It's great.
Max, what kind of games we know board game wise, obviously, Heroes of the Grid and some of the other ones. What kind of video games are you into? Because obviously you have a gamer kind of handle going on. What video games is your choice?
Well, for me, it would be,
Final Fantasy is a big one.
I think I started off back when it was on PlayStation
2, and then went on from there. Final Fantasy 1. Another really good one is Monster Hunter.
It's really been something that I've been playing for years, even not only on console but handheld. And ever since it's gone to the Switch, I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah, I played a little bit of the first Monster Hunter. That's all I had to say about that.
Yeah. So Monster Hunter.
It's been so long, I don't remember most of it.
Oh, I enjoy it. Of course, just going in and just destroying these beautiful creatures that are just there minding their own business. But guess what? I can make a pretty little armor set for my little cat friend. It's worth it. It's all worth it.
This episode brought to you by Animal Rights.
So I can make this beautiful set of armor for my cat friend.
Yeah, exactly. It's perfect.
That's a pun.
Oh, I didn't even mean to do that one.
I love it.
That hurts.
That's fantastic.
That hurts.
So Final Fantasy, what's your favorite one?
My favorite one, well, everyone likes to say 7. I prefer 10. Is that weird? Is it weird?
No.
10/2?
Well, I haven't. I haven't actually played 10/2 yet. I have the Switch remaster that has it. I haven't started 10/2 yet. No, it's not weird at all. I would actually say my order is 6, 9, and then 10 is my top 3. If you don't include tactics as a possible answer for that question, but 6 is my favorite. 10 is probably my third favorite. 7 is probably I think it makes the top 10, but it's pretty low for me.
I would say it would be 10 for me, and then as far as because I used to play on PS, I think it was 3, I believe.
The remake of it, the 3D remake of it. Yeah, that one was all right to me. I actually prefer the NES version for that one. And Bree's going to get to that in the Pixel Remaster eventually.
Yeah.
I mean, it took her. I'm not going to spoil the episode. It's coming out tomorrow. Watch the Bree plays tomorrow. It's like watching a baby bump into a wall.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody will leave comments that'll just be like, oh, does she wear a helmet on a regular day?
It's either going to be a smash hit and will explode us some subwise, or we will lose everybody. There's no middle ground with this one. So that's good. That's good that 7's not in your top favorite. I was going to hang up the phone if it was your favorite.
No, there are lots of...
And everybody's, dude, 7, Cloud, blah, blah. I'm like, but Titus, though. And, it's just a really cool, I guess, love story between him and I think it was Yana. I think it's what it
Yuna?
I can't remember.
I've always pronounced it Yuna, but
then, of course,
maybe it's Yana. Orin. I mean, the first time Orin showed up. Yeah, the first time Orin showed up was just great.
Yeah.
Also, Bender's in it.
That's true. The voice of Bender is
which is amazing. Once you realize that Waka is Bender, all you can hear is Bender when he delivers his lines.
Oh yeah, I love it. I love every second of it. And the little love stories that are kind of there, but they never really flat out say it. I think are great, and they do expand on it on X/2. Where she's no longer the summoner anymore. She's kind of she's still a summoner, but she's kind of a bounty hunter, sort of mercenary type. It's really cool. It's really interesting. It's even richer because of all the world that you didn't see before, but yet they still go back and this is what's happened since then. And of course, he has him in but I know she comes in that black gown and.
Oh, my favorite character.
Lulu.
Oh, and then she turns out she's with child when you first go back, in X/2, and she's okay, cool. It's really good. I recommend playing it if you do.
It's like I said, it's on my list because I do have it on the Switch. I just haven't gotten around to it. I got into actually Dragon Quest 11, and then I got angry at Dragon Quest 11. I adored Acts 1 and 2 of Dragon Quest 11. I loved it so much.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get into Act 3, and I feel like the game kicked me in the teeth, and I just don't want to finish it now.
He will. It's very rare that Chris walks away from a game.
Series that I got really obsessed with, which was it was called one game that really got me into. It was called Ark of the Lad. I think is what it's called.
Ark of the Lad.
It was a PlayStation 2 for a game. It was basically kind of like Final Fantasy, similar, turn-based type thing. Get your little party, but instead of
Well, hold on, I have to warn the viewers of something. Bree is Googling this right now to pretend like she has something to contribute about this game title.
I'm just looking.
So just anything she says is a lie. She's
I'm
Googling
sure it is. Oh, actually, this is the kind of game you would be into. It's a tactical role-playing game.
Oh,
Don't tell me what to do.
The world building is amazing. The backstories of the characters, they kind of got like just like a sort of like a reverse of like Star Wars, sort of, where instead of your father's evil, your brother's evil. It's pretty good.
All right, well, let's take a hard left turn. Let's take a hard left turn. Star Wars. Who's your favorite Jedi?
Oh, really? What if he's not a Star Wars guy?
Everybody still has a favorite
Mace
Jedi.
Windu.
Mace Windu. Okay.
One of my favorites.
I would like him better if he got to drop a few more F-bombs.
Yeah.
You could just fully Samuel L. Jackson that.
I'm sick and tired of these mother effing Sith and this mother anyway.
And that has to also be Ahsoka.
Ahsoka was a brilliant character because I genuinely think that at the beginning of the show she was designed to annoy you. At the start of Clone Wars, I really think she was designed to make you angry as an audience member, so then they could pivot her and show genuine growth and make everybody love Ahsoka. Because Ahsoka is genuinely annoying in the first several appearances in Clone Wars.
But that's Ezra as well.
Ezra does it too in Rebels. Ezra's great in Rebels.
Ezra's also, you're just like this kid. Kanan needs to just throw him out an airlock.
See, my two favorite Jedi are obviously Obi-Wan Kenobi. Bree knows Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi's great, mostly thanks to Ewan McGregor. But Brody. We call him Brody. He's I forget his name. He shows up in like one episode of Clone Wars, and he looks like a surfer dude, and he kind of talks like a bro. So we just call him Brody. We love that guy.
See, you love that guy.
We both love that guy.
I still hold the fact that my two favorite Jedi are Ahsoka, because she took over for me.
Sure.
And Plo Koon.
Plo Koon, that's a weird way to pronounce Brody. Anyway.
Nope. But
I said, well, since we're on a geek tear, let's take another left turn.
Oh my gosh.
Max, who's your favorite captain for Star Trek?
Wait, are you a Star Trek guy?
Picard. Good answer.
Good answer.
Good answer. Favorite engineer?
That is a hard debate, Christopher. We can't even answer
favorite
that one.
Engineer. And I can answer this one.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do that one.
Can't do that one. It's Trip.
It's just. I'm sorry.
It's Trip. I love Trip.
And you know mine. It's O'Brien.
It's the chief. Well, the chief is weird because he could fall in the engineer category or the operations officer category. And the problem is that Data wins as operations officer for me. And I just rewatched Enterprise, and Trip edged O'Brien out just slightly. Now the next time I watch DS9, O'Brien will probably jump ahead of him again.
O'Brien must suffer.
O'Brien must suffer, but Trip must suffer too.
That's true.
Anyway, this took a weird direction.
You'll have to forgive us. Whenever I see those posters, it's like in this house we do that. This is Chris and I. We do Lord of the Rings. We do Star Trek. We have gotten into doing Star Wars thanks to having.
Who's your favorite Lord of the Rings?
Who's really?
Which movie or
no. The question stands exactly as I said it. There's actually only one answer to this question. Who's your favorite Lord of the Rings?
I don't.
Oh, man, you guys are both fake geeks. There is only one Lord of the Rings, and he does not share power.
Talking about movies, I really like the Hobbit trilogy. Is that weird? I feel like I'm the weird guy.
That one is weird.
Like the original Fellowship and the Towers, and then, of course, Return. But I like the Hobbit trilogy. It's really good.
You know what I've been meaning to watch, and that I might turn around and like the Hobbit trilogy much better. It had its moments that were entertaining.
Yeah.
But there was somebody, and I think it's actually still on YouTube. I don't think it's been sued out of oblivion yet. He re-edited all 3 Hobbit movies into one coherent movie that lasts 2 hours.
That probably would have helped.
I have not watched it yet. I don't know if it's any good. This episode is not sponsored by that. Although if you want to have some fun, Star Wars, it's on YouTube, Star Wars, but it speeds up every time somebody shoots a laser. The whole movie plays out in a minute and 14 seconds. It's amazing. So you can see this is the part where we get a little weird.
Yeah.
This is like the rapid fire. This is the light. You know what? This is the lightning round. Ladies and gentlemen, we have just entered the lightning round. We're going to blast Max with geek questions because we've been going almost an hour now. And as much as we could keep having this conversation going, I think we should save more of it for the next time Max joins us, if he decides to join us again.
He may be like, I'm never watching these people again.
But we got to close this out with a lightning round. We've already established there's only one Lord of the Rings and he does not share power. So we just started lightning round here. We said Ahsoka / Mace Windu were the favorite Jedi. Picard's favorite captain. Chooses not to answer favorite engineer. And Lord of the Rings favorite movies are the Hobbit trilogy. So let's lightning round questions.
Well, we've already asked.
Favorite doctor.
From Star Trek?
No, from Doctor Who.
He may not be a Whovian.
Everybody has a favorite doctor.
Oh, favorite doctor. Oh, I forget his name, but he plays Kilgrave in Jessica Jones. He's amazing.
David Tennant.
That would be David Tennant, and you are a man after my own heart.
I'm sorry. The correct answer is me. I am either myself or Scott Bakula, because if you're telling me Quantum Leap was not a Doctor Who show, you're wrong. But as far as me, Bree will post a photo of this on the Instagram.
I will.
There was a period in the late 90s where I was briefly an attempt at American Doctor. This is real. I'm not making this up.
He is absolutely making this up, but he did a wonderful Christmas or birthday present for me.
It was Christmas.
It was a Christmas present.
As a Christmas present one year, I made Brie a Doctor Who clock that had photos of all the doctors up to Matt Smith, and I hid myself in there right between Eccleston and David Tennant. I made myself a Doctor Who costume, and I made a sonic screwdriver out of like a glow stick and some plumbing pipes. I hid myself in the clock, so people who still see the clock are like, "That's a cool Doctor Who clock," because they don't look at it too close and they don't realize I'm in there. It's amazing.
One of these days, I'm just going to go replace you with like the War Doctor.
This is a terrible lightning round. Lightning round. Ford or Chevy?
What?
Correct answer is it doesn't matter. Favorites.
Yeah, there you go. Smart answer.
Favorite number between 1 and 700,000.
What?
13.
Favorite board game.
Ooh.
Heroes of the Grand.
Favorite color that cannot be a shade of blue.
Red.
Ha! See, there you go.
Favorite letter of the alphabet.
U.
That's a good letter. Have you played Ethereum?
Ooh.
Have you what?
Have you played Ethereum?
And if not,
Ethereum.
Ethereum.
It's a board game war game hybrid.
It's very cool. We're actually planning on doing a playthrough for it.
Oh, let's play sort of thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to take it as a no since you haven't heard of the name of it. It's a really cool hybrid board game, war game that plays on a map that represents cyberspace.
And it moves.
And the board itself is tiles overlaid over this. And among your other actions as a army commander in this game is you can actually manipulate the tiles as you're kind of altering the cyberspace realm that you're fighting in.
It's a very cool game. We will put up. We'll eventually do a let's play kind of that, and hopefully get some business to that, because that's another cool, very small game that gets. Yeah,
we're going to do more battle reports. Did you watch the Star Wars Legion battle report we put out several months ago?
Yes.
What did you think of it? Should we keep doing those?
I loved it. I think I actually commented on the video, and I was like, it was awesome. And you're like, yeah, I was just getting my butt kicked. It was actually not that great. And I was like, I thought it was great.
Yeah, that game didn't go great for me. We actually want to do more of those. We keep talking about the next time we're going to film a Star Wars Legion one, because we both become pretty big fans of Star Wars Legion. It's a fantastic game, absolutely top notch. War games. Have you ever played any war games, or are you interested in them?
As far as war games go, the interest is there, just the funds aren't exactly there.
We feel you on that.
40K, the lore, the story, the visuals, all that. I love it. I think it's amazing. The overall just darkness of all of it. It's just so good. Favorites have to be, of course, my favorites have to be the Blood Angels. It's awesome. And a lot of my friends, they like the story. They don't really play themselves, but I can definitely appreciate the overall lore and then just so much available media that's out there.
Well,
you can watch and read and go over.
Well, let me throw this at you, because we've started looking into something new ourselves, and we're going to do some channel Let's Plays of it, hopefully relatively soon.
Yep.
It's so hard to find time these days.
Oh my god.
We're hopefully going to do some Let's Plays of it relatively soon. It's called Grimdark Future. There's also one called Age of Fantasy, and it is a rule set put out by a group called One Page Rules, and it has analogs. It's kind of derived from, I don't want to say derived from, I don't make it sound like they stole it, but no. It's kind of it's literally a one-page rule system to play a sci-fi or a fantasy game akin to Warhammer 40K or Warhammer Age of Sigmar. And it's very simple, and most importantly, it is 100% free. And they've even uploaded what they call starter packs on their website. And if you just Google One Page Rules, it'll pop right up. They've uploaded starter packs that if you download those, it'll have a little bit more in depth. It'll take that one-page rule and kind of expand it and be like, so this rule, we wrote this, and it kind of means this if you're new to wargaming. And then at the very end, there's actually printable pages that have little chits that you can use, and you can cut them out, and you can put them on a table, and you can actually play the game with paper chits. And if you're hearing horrific noises in the background, I think the dogs are eating each other. But you can play these games with little chits, and it's fantastic. I said chits too many times.
You did. That was like that time with Slather. That's not great.
I'm doing an ASMR video where I just say slather over and over
For
again.
me, the word I like to say the most, because it gets under my wife's skin, is moist.
Thank you. I almost was going to interrupt and say, is it moist? Thank you. I love just walking up to Bree sometimes and saying moist right in her ear.
Moist should only be used when talking about baked goods. That cake should be moist, otherwise no.
This episode is sponsored by Betty Crocker Premixed Cakes. Don't buy them. They're terrible.
They're really not, though, if you add into them.
So anyway, we've been recording about an hour now, and I think that's probably a good length for an episode not to drive people away.
Yeah.
Especially for kind of one of our pilot episodes to see if this kind of format's going to work. Max, we'd love to have you on again. Would you be interested in coming on and doing another recording like this in the future? See, now you're on the spot.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
See, I ask on the show because now you're on the spot to say yes. If you say no, it just makes you look bad.
Or lost crazy.
No, I wouldn't have said no either way.
But yeah, we'd absolutely love to have you back. I'm going to reach out to you for more information on kind of when we can bring you back on, kind of make this. I mean, if we get more people interested, I kind of want to rotate people in and out. But if we don't have a lot of people interested, we'll call you up more often and see if you've got stuff to talk about, because we'd love to talk D&D with you now that we know you're interested.
Yep.
I'd love to get into The Hobbit and find out why The Hobbit's your favorite part of The Lord of the Rings, honestly. Not in a make fun of you sort of way. Don't look at me like that, Brie.
I'm not. No.
This is good radio. Brie's giving me looks.
No. Chris is a major Tolkien fan, so I know that when he finds somebody else who goes, I too love the J.R.R. Tolkien, he is like, cool, let us talk.
And we, and we'd love to actually talk commentary on videos, but only if you're going to pick on us. So hey, you're back after a couple of weeks. We have a couple of videos out. Pick on us from tearing apart. Tell us why we suck.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure most of it is, do you guys know how to edit? There is such a thing as an edit button.
I know how. I just don't care. You keep forgetting that small aspect of I'm really lazy.
No, I never do.
I don't know why I started a YouTube channel, honestly. I don't know what compelled me to go, I'm going to tape myself doing this. I don't have an intro card. I don't have an exit screen. YouTube keeps yelling at me like, what are you going to put on your end screen? I don't know what that means or care. I'm thinking about reaching out and getting somebody to commission a logo for us at some point that we can put on our
We
YouTube.
have somebody who will do that.
I mean, we do, but I'll reach out to him and I'll pay him for it. I don't want to tell him
in Finnish dollars.
I don't want to tell him to do it. No, not him. I was talking about Tyler actually.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't want to reach out to somebody and ask them to do it for exposure. That's just rude.
Never, ever.
But anyway, like and subscribe for more content. Hit that bell button for notifications. Check out our various social medias. They're not going so well. I made a Twitter account just for this channel, and I think I've got like 13 followers. It's kind of sad. I'm a sad person.
Not so much on my end.
Actually, I just don't care.
Yeah.
So anyway, that said, good night, everybody. We will see you next time, and we'll see if Max hangs up on us immediately or realizes that I'm just trying to sign off the show. So say good night, everybody.
Night.
Good night.
Enthusiastic. We love it. Thanks for listening. Watching. Damn it.